What's up, Chuckle Fox? Welcome to the first episode of Wrench's Wreckfest in regular video form, since my internet is the equivalent of a fucking potato and the streams have not been working out. Now, quick disclaimer for those who did watch the streams, thank you for participating in them, and for those who didn't get to have their craft reviewed last stream because it's shit out, you'll get reviewed this stream and then we'll be back on track. Anywho, this is a series, for those who don't know, where you submit your craft to me and I will give constructive criticism to you on either deco-wise, gun efficiency, overall design, everything like that, in combination with me absolutely shitting all over you if it's a bad design. We clear? Great. Anyway, let's get to it. Starting at the very top of the list, we have the AF1 Scepter, which is by Cringe. Oh yeah, that's right. I don't have fleet colors set to everybody's fleet colors. Although, not gonna lie, the way he's got his Sector 7 colors laid out, and with how it is right now, kinda cooking. Take notes, Cringe. The first bit of feedback I'm gonna have, Cringe, is using the new tracer blocks, or where you can make a custom color for your thruster here. Make it maybe some kind of a blue or something to match the color scheme of Sector 7 a little bit better. Just as a little gripe, if you're going to have the flame actually showing. If not, if you don't want to change the color, then don't make it show. Second off, on your turrets, your matlets need work. They're lazy. You're not using any kind of deco work or trimming at all for this. Same with the detection ears on this. The emissive light blue, fine, that's your thing, I understand. Using that AI texture block on the sides, not it. Not it at all. It does not look good. Instead, use something like just fucking metal would do just fine. Why? Why would you use the AI matte new? It's a fucking terrible, like, it has very, very minute cases where it works. This is not one of them, brother. Use the metal matte here. Make it match more. It works better. Second off is going to be your bridge. The bridge feels way too, how do you put it? Missable. You can't really tell where it is. It's easy to mistake it for something else. It blends in too much. Now, for granted, that may be because of the fleet colors thing, but still, I feel like the window for it needs to either be a little bit bigger, or instead of it sloping out like this, make it slope out like this instead. Once you do something like this, got that overhang all the way around, and then you could just use the 4-meter square corner to make it match with the rest of that. You need to add different supports for your windows. So in this case, we could just do the, what is it, hollow. Yes, the hollow. And do that as your trim that is black. Do like maybe a pleak material or metal. Do that. Angle it 45 degrees. Like that. And now you can just copy and paste that there. Something a little bit more like so. Now, you'll have to clean up these corners a little bit by maybe just making like a decoed stretched metal block and then making it super narrow in order to fill in those gaps. But you get the idea. It makes your bridge a little bit more pronounced. Makes it a little bit more noticeable. And adds just that little bit more of detail. Your mast, or more of a lack thereof, I feel like it needs some kind of a mast or some kind of a radio antenna, or more like a radio, like the radar. There you go. Get yourself some kind of like a spinning radar, and maybe integrate both of these smokestacks into one coherent one. Now the thruster here in the back is okay, minus the heavy armor and AI matte. It's just, it you already know what I'm gonna say. Anyway, there's your brief notes, Cringe. Get the fucking work. Next on the chopping block is the black steel from Syrup. Oh, look at this little guy. Oh my god, he's so small. He's only 50k. He's so round. First off, this super reflective color is a no-go, Chief. Make that like shiny adjustment 1. Little bit reflective, but not overbearing. Second off, the wedge of lead underneath does not look good. Also, you really shouldn't have to need that either if you built the ship properly. Now, the windows up here on your bridge do look fine. I have no complaint about that. And I feel like your coincidence rangefinder up here could be a little bit wider. It feels really, really small for what it is. Which I have no idea where the fuck you put the decos for this goddamn thing. Expand those coincidence rangefinders out a little bit more. Maybe either to where it is flush with the sides of the superstructure, or go out by like one more block and then add maybe to make this like post or center post here a little bit taller. The turrets are interesting. They're a bit low profile, but honestly, not that bad. Not that bad. Not that bad at all. Although you could have that ladder go down one more block, just so it looks like it goes all the way to the bottom of the turret base. Your mantlet and the texture for that is fine, although I would go ahead and deco the barrel itself to the cram barrel texture. A, because the texture of it is actually pretty good, and B, because it's hollow. When it comes to your masts, the simplicity of them are fine, although I feel like your front mast needs to be a bit bigger. It needs to be a bit taller, primarily, to show that that is your primary mast, that's your secondary. So make this like maybe 3 or 4 meters taller, and maybe make some extra supports coming up to the mast. Something more along the lines of this, where you have the smaller diameter poles coming up to support it, and of course making your rigging connect up to there. But now it looks like that is your primary mast. Now, that maybe add a radar mast or a radar dish right up there in the front, combined with that slightly larger coincidence rangefinder. Beautiful. Perfect. Absolutely outstanding. And continuing on in alphabetical order, now we have the Callahan, which is also by Syrup. Good lord, he coming! Great fuck, this thing is fat. It's only 125 meters long, and it is fat. Really fat. The primary thing that I'm seeing here is the transition between the super fat bulged out part and the front section of your hull. This needs to be integrated or made to transition a little bit smoother to make it not look so jarring and weird. Your overall hull shaping, minus the transitions here, does look okay, and I do like how you have these solid railings, although you need to change that to not be so fucking reflective. And now on to your turret caps. Shaping of them is fine, though exposed heavy armor texture, no go, Chief. Exposed heavy armor texture is rarely ever good, and it does not fit in this case. So change that out for metal. Here on your details on the side, you could have some kind of bulge out here at the bottom to kind of flush out like this. You can make it to where it's flushed out a little bit more. Make this base that spins around with the turret attached, have a little bit of a railing, maybe an access door for people that are inside the turret loading or maintenance, some ladders on the side. And your mantlets are fine, but yet again, it's going to be the thing of decoing over the barrels with the cram barrel texture. Oh my god, those are rail assisted. Jesus. Oh my. Well, you've got enough rail use. Well, you've got actually enough. Holy shit, you have a lot of capacity, brother. You only need 441 per second, not 2400. You could cut back on your cost a little bit on the guns by deleting some of those chargers. You definitely don't need that many. Now, your recoil is 441 per second. You only have 378. You need more recoil absorption. So, remove some of those railgun chargers and replace them with recoil absorbers, and you'll be good. This is also going to be the same story for your front mast that I did on your last ship. It needs to be more pronounced. Now, you've already got the extra support beam coming up. It just needs to be a bit taller and maybe get a bit skinnier as it's going taller. That way, it's more pronounced. That is the front of the ship. That is your main mast. Now, these windows, design of them, fine. Size of them, a little too small. They could be a little bit taller. Just a little bit taller. And your superstructure around here can use a little bit of detailing. You might use some external steam pipes or just like fluid pipes or something snaking along the outside. Different ladders coming off of the deck so you can access like this deck by climbing a ladder from here up to here. Some kind of a door back over here onto the bridge. And yeah, your rangefinder here probably needs to be bigger too. So a lot of the same story from the last ship, just a little bit more. It also feels like you are lacking quite a lot here in the back deck region. Fill this up with something. Random rope tie down points, random cargo containers, or not like the big cargo containers, but like little box containers laying around. Next up is the Edelweiss Visby class Corvette. This is by Ziz? The fuck's up with your goddamn names, dude? Anywho, oh good god, bro is quick. Let's see here, this is 190k. It has some serious roll. Good lord, brother. You need to work on your roll control, cause I don't think you should be tilting that much. Bro's doing the gangsta lean right now, and it's not gonna spell too well for you. Okay, I do like that though. That's a nice change up from just propellers. All right. Good God, you have jets to help you turn. Okay, I would recommend making it to where the jet flame is not visible. Same with the light. The smoke generator texture for the railing is not it. I do not think that's the way to go for that railing. I think a conventional railing would look a little bit better. Next, onto your turrets here. Oh god, why is the gun so sad? He's just pointed down. I do like how you have the look where these hatches are typically supposed to be closed, but then open up and reveal the gun. I do like that overall idea, but I still feel like it's missing maybe a little bit. You might add some hinges here on the inside for where the doors actually pivot open. Now, the gun itself is a 57mm, firing only 171 RPM. That's kind of slow. Whoa, your recoil. How do you all not see this? Because I doubt that you're using a graviton ram. You're not. So you have no reason to have any of that recoil there. Use more recoil absorption. You need 1655 a second. You have 1508. Fix it. Moving on to the superstructure. Everything hull-wise, hull shaping, and up to about right here looks fine. It looks good. Now, the fucking cone up top, that ain't it, buddy. Because you have to take into consideration, everything you've got on the ship right now is super angular, sharp corners and everything, and then you have a cylindrical cone up at the top. It just looks out of place. It doesn't look right. Also, your windows here can be a little bit more pronounced. Have a little bit more of a frame rather than just looking like a painted black dot. And the little spinning like exhaust and intake vents are a nice touch around. And I do like how you integrated the munition warner and laser warner systems into the hull. I've never thought to do that, but I do like that. Anyway, you've got some work to do, primarily with that mast. That mast is just so out of place. It takes all the good work that was done down here and offsets it really heavily. You need to work on that mast, making it more like, what's a good example? Like the modern British destroyers. Their masts, you can see how it goes up pretty tall, but, you know, it fits the rest of the vehicle. And now we move on to the Heavy Tank Colonizer funny version. This is from Ahmed Gaming. Ahmed. Or, no, it's Ahmed. Ahmed. Yeah. Oh! Well... Overall design of the tank looks fine. But this was before the update where decos follow wheels now. So your tank skirts need to be a little bit updated there, buddy. Your wait, Sector 7? Why do you have a Sector 7 logo on top of this? Cringe. Don't you be fucking enlisting other people to help do your dirty work. Oh, that's a little, like, actual, like, independent secondary little machine gun up top here. Okay, I gotta change these colors, man. This, using it. Anyway, overall design of the tank, Ahmed, is great. I rarely ever have anything to say about your vehicles because you are a very competent builder. You have all the different supplies sitting in the basket behind the turret. You've got just enough details on the turret. I'm not certain about the stone texture there. I understand it's supposed to be like the flexible like blast bag around the barrel, but I feel like there's a different texture that would work for that. Very good. You're using the cram barrel around there. Your viewports are good. I keep getting fucking disoriented by the goddamn spinning fucking tank tread flaps. Yeah, there's really not much I could say about this other than you now need to go and update all of that, like I've had to go and update my tanks because it fucked it all up. Oh boy, now we have the Hyper Sand, but it's actually working, kinda. This is from Gnome, the man who loves to break my game and break my brain. Why is it killing itself? Is its name being Hyper Sand meaning it needs to be in the ground? I don't think so. Oh! Oh! Yes? It is? It's a fortress? Okay. What does it do? Ah. Bloody piss laser. I see. There's not really much, you know, design-wise here, other than this thing. You have enough recoil absorption. Your fire rate is pretty high. Like, really fucking high. I'm not sure what you really want me to say about this. It's just a bloody piss laser at the most minimum caliber that you can get on FPS. Congratulations. It survived 2 frontal cram shots from the Marauder. Yippee. Okay, moving on from that. Now we are moving on to the Orpheus Fleet Support Cruiser. This one is from my good friend Protect. Let us observe. Ooh. Love the modern styling on it. Love it. Though, I will say, the first thing that sticks out to me is that you got all this detail and everything on the ship, but your windows look a little bit too smooth. They look like they can use some kind of support framing, at least around the edges, or maybe midway through. I understand the colors are not exactly how they're supposed to be, but it could still use some kind of cross supports on the windows, so it looks a little bit more reinforced, it looks a little bit stronger. The barrels on the guns. Let's see here. I'm sure you've got your guns pretty well lined up. Yep, perfectly balanced.
This whole thing should be.
Ooh, do these front sections of the barrels recoil back into that rear section? Goddamn right they do. Good man. I feel like this cutout here, I understand the cutouts here because you have, you know, your rangefinders and everything there, but I feel like they could at least use some kind of a slope coming down. A slope coming down to about like right here. Basically half a block. Do something. Have a slope like that there. I feel like the abrupt just 90-degree angle there is a little bit off-putting, but other than that, it looks fine. Ooh, exposed heavy armor. I don't like exposed heavy armor. I would say change that. I would also say make a solid turret base that doesn't move with the turret itself. That way it looks like it's a little bit more, like it's actually sitting on a solid mount rather than just the turret scraping along the deck. The intake and exhaust turbines that you got going, beautiful. Although, I would say make the blades on this a different material. With it being alloy and matching basically the superstructure that's around it, it looks weird. I feel like it could be either a pleak or some other smoother texture. Not metal, but definitely not alloy. I feel like a different texture would do that a lot of good. Kind of like that. You see what I mean? It makes it pop just a little bit more while still looking like it's supposed to be there. So you have that in comparison to that. It's primarily how pronounced the rivets and bolts and the lines are of the alloy. Having it be a little bit more subtle on the blades itself makes it fit a lot better. Next in line is the Ronin, which is the last one from Syrup. Oh my god. Look, it's my son. Look at him. Look at how happy he is. Oh my goodness, it's so small. Wow, it is really fucking small. It's also really fast. Very interesting. What is that? Is that an actual gun? Oh, that is an actual gun. Oh my god, it's like a tiny, tiny little monitor. Look at... Oh my god. Spam these little things around an enemy and they are just going to annoy the shit out of them. The main thing I feel like this thing is missing is some kind of a communications mast. Like, I understand the bridge is right here, which I do like how you have it offset. Very nice interior goes here. You know what? I understand. I can't make good interiors worth of shit, so I won't judge you on that. Are these torpedoes? No. Smoke generators. Interesting. Oh, those are like weird exhaust pipes. Okay. But some kind of a communications mast, I feel like could do this thing a lot of good. Also, I'm not too sure about the pole ribbing you've got on the side. I feel like instead it could be something like a ladder for people going overboard, maybe like a very small life raft hanging off the side, little things like that. You could actually make that communications mast up on top of the turret and make it spin with the turret. That might be kind of cool. That way, whenever your turret's spinning around, it doesn't look like it's gonna hit the mast or the mast is obstructing its field of fire. Alright, next one is going to be the Shepherd V2, and this one is from Kevin. Oh! The barrel grew. I will say, with how you've got that set up, it kind of looks a little bit jittery with the decos on that. Now, when it comes to this, I do like having that like little viewport right above the barrel, although with everything else being textured, like their textures blending in, this one kind of stands out a little bit. So instead, I would make this, you guessed it, oblique. Makes it fit in a little bit more. I love this little turret up here. What is this little guy? 22 mil. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. I don't think you have enough recoil absorption. You do not. Just barely. I have to fucking stop moving. So your recoil is 414 a second. You only have 402 a second. Your accuracy is going to suffer, my boy. It may be only a 22 mil, but squeeze every bit of effectiveness that you can out of that motherfucker. So, give it like 1 or 2 more, like 1 meter recoil absorbers. I'm sure you could find a spot. Promise, you could find a spot. Now, that being said, your autoloader, ammo intake, and cooling limit are perfectly balanced. Very good. Hole shaping, great. I have absolutely no complaints about that. Your viewports look good. You have very minor clipping, but that's just a tiny little nitpick. Let's see here. Your headlights are good. Ooh, I like the different like kind of equipment that you got hanging off the sides. Typical tail lights. You got the access hatch back there. You've got tow hooks. Yeah, there's not much else I can say about that other than those minor details. Very good. Oh fuck. The Singularity Containment Field from Gnome. What is this? What the fuck is this? Huh? What the fuck is that? It's even showing up in the drag view. Huh? Alright, well, I take that back about this being the last thing from Syrup. Typically, we only allow 3 submissions every week. But with people not getting their craft reviewed last stream because it decided to shit its pants and everything, and with everything, I'm going to make an exception this time around just to get everybody up to date and caught up with all their craft that they submitted. From here on out, if you wish to submit craft to Wrenches Wreckfest, you do it in my Discord, and you can submit 3 craft every week. Anyway, we move on to the superiority. Oh, look at this little guy. He's so small. Oh, this is a continuation on your what the fuck is it called? You're making a Marauder in every faction's like theme, and this one is Twin Guard. Oh my goodness. Oh no, it's a flamethrower? Bro looks unamused. My average viewers be like, oh my god. Oh, bro almost hit the water. Oh god. It's a nimble little fucker. How expensive is it? It's only 12.9k. Oh my god. You know what? I have an idea. God, bro's getting fucking roasted alive. Okie dokie. Now we have the Tamandare Frigate by Sheepa on Discord, or as I always call it on the stream, Xi Jinping. Oh my goodness. Okay. The first thing that I'm noticing is the superstructure on this thing looks a little fat. It feels like it's lacking a little bit of shaping. Like, it literally just looks like a brick up on top of the ship. I understand that's what a lot of modern ships look like. But I feel like this could use at least some kind of like, maybe like a 45-degree slope from like right here to right here, instead of it just being a straight brick. Or maybe add some other like little cutout sections in the superstructure to give it just a little bit more depth to it. Now I see that the it was fucking trying to do a wheelie at the beginning, and B, now it is nosing down a lot. For one, this, like your icebreaker that you got up here, sticks out a little far and is not very well integrated. The windows up here, they work. They're perfectly fine. Although you do have a little bit of a gap right there that you can fill in. But that's just a minor little nitpick. I would also recommend making some custom spotlights. I see that this isn't the regular spotlight because you've got the like extended bracket for it, but I would make some custom spotlights just to add a little bit more depth. But your detection up here, it's very basic. There's not a lot of detail to it, but honestly, it works. But what you could use is a few more like skinny wire, kind of like wire antennas sticking up on top of the superstructure to add a little bit more to it. Your missile launchers here look fine, and it looks like you have custom missile launchers. Yes, you do. Very good. Very nice. Great success. No complaints. And you got some depth charges there on the side. That gun just looks out of place. Like, that little gun just looks so out of place. Like, it needs to be more pronounced. It needs to be taller. It needs to look like more like the Phalanx if it's going to be some kind of a secondary gun on a modern ship. Something like it. It doesn't need to look exactly like a Phalanx, but a little bit more pronounced. Because this, it just looks like an afterthought, and it was just, fuck it, and slap it on there. You know what I mean? This one's a little bit better, but that whole barrel just doesn't look right. It does not look right. I can appreciate like, you know, the kind of like magazine drum that you got there with the like belts coming into the gun, but I feel like if you're gonna do that, the drum needs to be a little bit bigger. It needs to have some kind of a bigger detection or radar up on top of it, and this mantlet needs to come back more and have those barrels more exposed. Next is the Torpedo 1. This is from Frogo. Oh, this is just an old little biplane. Okay. Oh my god, you have a lot of torpedoes on this thing. Oh, wait, are those just magnets? If they hit, they're gonna be fucking great. They're gonna hurt like a motherfucker. But that's if they hit. With no kind of propulsion on it, and barely any steering, and the only kind of like homing in that you got is magnets, is not the greatest for actually hitting your target. Using those 50 cals for your guns there, you might as well just not have anything. Cause, that's just, no. Just, no. The 30mm assault cannon. If you're going to use that, deco out the 360 axis that you have here and make it, and deco like the 30mm assault cannon like back a little bit more. Deco hide your jet engine because that kind of defeats the purpose of the engines. I would also think that the engine housing would, or like the back end of it, would go back a little bit more instead of just sitting up at the front. Yeah, this just needs a lot of deco work. Because you compare that thing to, like, the Swordfish. Mine is faster, and it is an actual, you know, biplane. It doesn't have any jets or anything on it to help with its speed. And it's 7,900 materials. Now, for granted, it just has one big old torpedo. But this is 20k. And it goes 39 meters a second. Meanwhile, mine goes 96. I still got a deco the torpedo. This is still a work in progress. But integrating the engine a little bit more. I understand that yours are on the wings. so it's a little bit different, but integrating them a little bit more would be better. Adding the different supports along the wings for the biplane would help it greatly. Same with like a wire going from the top wing all the way to the back. And the last one is the Epic Gamer Craft. That definitely won't crash your game. Don't ask me what that accent is. Alright. I'll be damned, it actually crashed my game. Well, I'm not exactly fucking certain how the hell you managed to pull that off. But, oh yeah, I forgot to look. Who was that even made by? I can't look at the fucking blueprint, because, you know, I can't load it into the game. So, we shall see.
A few minutes later.
So, interestingly enough, I can't find that blueprint inside of the Wreckfest tab in my Discord. So, it's either it got deleted, or I'm fucking schizo right now. Which both are an entire possibility, but if I had to guess, it's probably Gnome that made the craft, considering that he has a reputation for creating craft that not only break the game, break you, and break physics. But anyway, that brings this first edition of Wrench's Wreckfest to a close for the episodes. Thank you for those who submitted your craft for the video, bringing great content to the channel, and maybe we can actually start getting some regular videos uploaded. So, each of these Wreckfest videos will be uploaded on every Sunday at 12 p.m. CTE. And the submissions will be closed at the same time. Whenever you submit your craft, and after the time closes for the submissions, your craft will be included in the video the following week. So, if you want to start participating and submitting your craft for review in Wrench's Wreckfest, feel free. The Discord link is in the description below, and there is a tab inside of my Discord that is specifically labeled as Wrench's Wreckfest, and there you can submit your craft. Remember, you can only submit 3 every week to be reviewed. So, thank you all for watching, and I will see you chucklefucks in the next one.